Hi guys, how's it going? So today, looking at the editing of The Road Not Taken. This is another breakdown like I did last week, and next week it's going to be looking at the VFX and the cinematography. To jump right in, this week I thought I would bring us straight into Premiere and look at it in here, as opposed to just talking through the film, since I want to talk about how we layered stuff and how Jack did a lot of the editing. So of course I added this bit for the release to YouTube, which is just our RS logo obviously. I added that specifically for the video. The actual film starts there. So of course sound design's like a really important part of filmmaking. As you can see, there's a fair few bits of audio track and stuff. You know, being a relatively simplistic, certainly not an over-the-top amount of audio stuff in this film compared to some films. Like, there's a decent amount is what there needs to be. And if you look at premiere timelines for a lot of big films, there'll be a crap ton more because they have many mixes and all sorts of stuff. But this opening section, I wanted it to be quite slow and somber almost, go with the slow piano playing, so Jack made a lot of the shots quite long, I suppose. Like, they were much longer towards the start, they weren't particularly cut quickly or anything. And again, that editing to the beat, that's a very useful technique to have while editing, is putting your cuts right in the beat. So as you can see, we look at here, it cuts as it plays, it cuts as the beat happens. And again there. And then still relatively slow, somber, nice, you know, matching pace to the tone of it and the music, etc. That's a very interesting technique. It's very typical, but it works, and Jack did a really good job of doing this here. That transition could have been better. That's not on the editing's fault, that's more my shooting it, getting it lined up right, but matching the exact position of the shots on the glide cam's difficult, and it works, so it's perfectly fine.
Where have you been?
Oh, I was just upstairs getting my phone. Michael's meant to be calling later, so.
How long have you been?
What a lot of people forget is that you don't have to have music or anything. It's okay to be quiet or just have dialogue.
Right. I can't believe it's been almost a year.
It feels like yesterday since I was filling in forms for this place. I mean, I'll be off to uni soon.
I know, it's mad. Your parents will be so proud of you for getting into Met.
Yeah, it's what they always wanted. But I just wish they could be here to see it.
I know, but at least you're going to be doing what you love down there.
Yeah.
Again, still with a nice slow, nothing particularly shortcuts. It's all, like, we had to shorten a lot of the cuts. These were a lot longer, well, not a lot longer, but were longer originally, but we did have a 5-minute limit. The only reason it's longer is because I added the intro section over here. This transition was really nice. I think it worked really well. Not the easiest thing to do, figuring out where we needed to be 2 days in a row. I don't know if there's any frames that you can kind of see any lining up of it. I mean, it's not perfect, there's definitely a bit more on that one. This angle is definitely a lot closer to being horizontal, whereas this one's much closer to being diagonal there. But because of the way we shot the transition, it works. It looks like it's the same spot, which is a lot of it hiding edits and not even necessarily hiding it in the sense, but hiding those transitions and making them look natural. It's important as an editor to try and basically be as invisible as possible and cut and do things when it makes sense to. And slightly a bit more pace to the music, so the cuts are a little bit tighter as we move into this section. Still not super quick, but definitely starting to tighten up quite a bit. I did mention that was intentional in the cinematography episode last week, so go check that out if you want to hear a bit of the story behind that trip and fall there. And it's quiet, somber, keeping the shots paced, relevant to what's going on, and then we had motion, which removes the need for like hypercutting, and then just keep it nice. And so, excuse the lag, these are VFX shots, and I haven't rendered these in the timeline yet. And then as some action kicks off, just go to start those. Just faster cuts. That's a little technique that we used. That's all one shot, but what we did was cut out a couple of, like a frame or two, just to add some emphasis to the hits. It's a technique used quite a bit. It works really well for trying to really make the hits look like the landing without actually hitting people and stuff. And it adds a lot more power to it too. Okay, that is a rather short breakdown. As I say, it's just looking at the pacing and how we kind of match pacing to generate the mood, and that's really important, so you don't cut too early and cut off shots, don't cut too late, and try to find the flow so that it feels natural, so you're moving from one shot to the next in a way that works. And using things like transitions, like this transition here, can be like a really nice way of moving into another scene. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. This has been the editing breakdown for The Road Not Taken. Next week will be VFX and colour grading. See you guys then. Adios.